My new Canaan Avalon Q has just arrived. Its box is a lot bigger than I was expecting, like a giant PC box. Alright, let's open it up and see what's inside. Already cut the sellotape strips to make this a bit easier. Okay, looks like we've got some kind of Wi-Fi receiver here. Alright, put that to one side. We've got some, looks like anti-slip feet. Gosh, it's fixed down well. Oh, there you go, pull it all up. Right, we'll put those to one side. And it looks like we've got a manual here. And some other bits. It's probably a usual F2 pull sign up since Canon tend to ever deal with them. And we've got a power cord. Let's have a quick look. So I'm in New Zealand, so I'm curious to see whether we've got a New Zealand power cord or not. And we've got a standard 10 amp New Zealand power cord. Bonus, that means I'll just better plug it straight in. And the other end looks like a, I think that's a C19, C20, I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a quick look at the manual. All right, so we can see it's got lots of languages. It's got some QR codes to scan the app for the Avalon family app. It'll be the same app as you use for the Nano 3S, or if you've got one of the other Canaan miners. And I think that must be most of the way through the GUI, through the English language. Yep, and that's the end of the English bit. All right, let's pull it out of the box. All right, it's all sealed up nicely. Okay, so we got these four anti-slip feet, so I can see there's 4 circles there. So I'll just peel these things off and attach them off camera. All right, now we've got the feet attached. Let's stand this thing up. It's a little picture of a Wi-Fi symbol, so I'm guessing the Wi-Fi USB adapter must go in there. So it really just looks like a sort of mini tower or tower computer configuration. In the back we can see we've got an on-off switch, and then we've got our power connector, and that looks about it. I've just noticed there's also what looks like the power button on the front and a reset button. On the front of the Avalon Q is a little digital display, and it alternates between displaying the IP address and the current hash rate and power consumption in the mode it's operating in. So for example, at the moment I've got it on eco mode. If you go to the IP address, it'll come up for a password. The default password is admin, A-D-M-I-N. And once you log in, it gives you all sorts of status about the machine's operation. About the only thing you seem to be able to configure here is your pull settings. So we'll go back to the dashboard. Everything else is done in the Canaan Avalon family app on your phone. The Canaan family app shows you the various Canaan Avalon machines you own. This one is the Avalon Q. So we can see the work mode here. It's currently in eco, and you can just change the work mode by clicking on it. There is also a timer you can configure to tell it to turn on or off, but note that this is a one-time timer. So if you say turn off at 13:54, it'll do it exactly once and then not again unless you come back in. Settings, password, pull config, we'll have a quick look in there. So 3 pulls can be configured. There's a filter on it that needs to be cleaned every so often, and it'll just give you a little prompt when my warranty expires. Sync time, a support. The alarm record, you have to put the password admin in. It shows you the log for the miner. So everything that's happened there. One of the great things about Canaan is they release an API so you can control their miners from the command line. So this means you can change things like your power mode or how much power it's consuming based on the time of the day. So for example, I'm with Genesis Energy in New Zealand, and from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. I can get my power for 13.7 cents a kilowatt hour. That's in New Zealand dollars. In US dollars, that means I'm buying most of my power at 8.2 cents. Now I also have solar power, so between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. I generate a lot of my own power, but not quite as much as I can pull from the grid. So I've in one of my previous videos I talked about how you can control the Canaan miners with a script. I'll try and put a link up if I can. So what I do is at 7 in the morning I tell my Avalon Q to drop back to work mode 1. So work mode 1 is medium, so I use less power, but I can supply my power from solar. And then at 9 p.m. when I get the cheap power rates, I whack it up to maximum mode so it generates as much Bitcoin as it possibly can. I've now set the miner to super mode, which is its highest power mode, and I'm just going to show you what the noise is like. I'm standing 1 meter from it and there's no noise suppression on this, and I've also set up a noise meter, so I'll just stop talking and then what you hear is how loud it actually is. So at 1 meter, this thing is very quiet. I think this Canaan Avalon Q is great for more serious home miners, being able to do 90 terahash. You can properly pull mine with this kind of hash rate. It's so quiet, so you can just use it at home. I'm currently using it for heating in my house. I have been spending about $70 a month on running the heat pump to keep the house warm, but this is pumping out enough power on the medium mode that I've been able to turn the heat pump off and put that $70 towards running the ASIC. The profitability of them is quite good as well. So I hope you found that interesting, and I'm going to leave another video after this that you might find interesting to watch as well.